The full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Time to quiet the mental noise and restore your inner peace. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. I want to thank all of you that have joined the channel. And if anyone that hasn't joined is interested, just click the button next to the subscribe button. Yes, the full moon in Taurus energy begins on October 28th. So in the first part of this video, I'm going to go over the 3 things that everyone should know about this full moon. Then I will go over how it will affect your individual sign. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. This full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus takes place on Saturday, October 28th at 8:24 p.m. Universal Time, which will be at 1:24 p.m. Pacific Time, 4:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be at 6:24 a.m. on Sunday, October 29th in Sydney, Australia, and at 10:24 p.m. on Saturday, October 28th in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1. This full moon will bring the powerful energy of the number 1, the master number 11, and the magical tarot energy of the Hierophant card. For those of you that live where the full moon takes place on the 28th, you can harness the power of the number 1, which in numerology represents independence, determination, and the birth of all things. So if you start to see the number 1 often during this full moon energy, it is a message to you that you have everything you need in order to take the first step towards a new chapter of your life where you can genuinely begin to manifest the vision that you have for yourself into reality. And know that everyone's personal vision is different. Let go of what other people think you should be doing or what other people see for you and connect to what you know you desire, and then go. Take that first step. And for those of you that live where the full moon takes place on the 29th, you can harness the power of the master number 11, which represents a connection to a higher source of wisdom. It represents heightened psychic ability, and it represents your unique spiritual journey. So if you start to see the number 11 often during this full moon energy, this is a message to you that it is time to stop living your life based on the limitations you think you have because of past circumstances. You have the ability to take the lessons that you learned from the past, but then maintain your optimism and your belief in yourself, and know that you genuinely can manifest into reality whatever it is you envision for yourself, as long as you believe you are capable, and you absolutely are capable no matter what your past experiences may have been. That perspective is what will manifest a life that brings you fulfillment and happiness, and that life does not need to be validated by anyone but you. And the Hierophant card is bringing the message that when it comes to the game of life, there are absolutely traditions and rules that when embraced can serve to heighten the probability for success. Being unique is a beautiful thing, and overcoming outdated thinking is also necessary at times. But there are certain laws of the universe that when you embrace them and apply them, you will find that they can be the key to your success. So be yourself, but also be consistent. Have a strong spiritual foundation rooted in love and expansion, and use the wisdom from the experience of those that have traveled this path before you. Number 2, this full moon will be forming a challenging aspect with Mercury in Scorpio, a challenging aspect with Mars in Scorpio, and a positive aspect with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. The full moon's relationship with Mercury, the planet of communication and learning, can lend to you being overly analytical one moment and overly emotional the next. Remember, a lunar eclipse is always urging you to find the balance between the sun's energy, which will be in Scorpio at the time of the eclipse, and the full moon's energy, which will be in Taurus. So when communicating and taking in information, it will be important for you to prioritize how you feel, but it will be equally as important to prioritize the facts of the situation, the things that are supported by physical truth and evidence. Blending those 2 perspectives is always going to lend to you making the right choice for yourself in any given situation, and it will result in less arguments and more resolution in your relationships. The moon's relationship with Mars, the planet of ambition, desire, and passion, will lend to you being short-tempered, moody, and much less patient. So here you have the opportunity to prove to yourself how much smoother things will go for you when you don't give into emotional impulses brought on when you are triggered by someone or something. The better you become at taking a moment when you are upset or angry and assessing the situation and then deciding what the best response would be that will lead to resolution, the better you get at that process, the more peaceful your life will be, and the less amount of time you will spend on distractions like arguments or resentment or anger clear and the less time you will spend being weighed down by any negative energy. And the moon's relationship with Saturn, the planet of responsibility and life lessons that will still be retrograde, is going to open a connection to the more emotionally mature side of you, and it will help you to be more disciplined. So the beauty of the Saturn relationship is that it will give you the perfect energy for you to be rewarded when you take on the Mercury and Mars energy in a productive way. Saturn will bring the lesson that when you bring your self-awareness to a situation and you approach it with solution-oriented communication, you will be rewarded with more confidence, with deeper connections, and a sense of security. So keep this in mind as you encounter any conflict during this time, because those challenging situations will be opportunities to strengthen the part of you that can confidently resolve an issue and be rewarded for responding from your higher self, as opposed to reacting from your lower energy or your ego. Number 3. Eclipses represent significant periods of change, and a lunar eclipse in Taurus urges you to embrace the understanding that the perception you have of yourself will be reflected in what you manifest in the world around you. So if you want your life situation to change, you have to first start by seeing yourself differently. Know your worth and act accordingly. And that doesn't mean to lead with ego. It means you receive what you are. You receive love because you are loving. You receive abundance because you abundantly give. You receive support because you are supportive. So if there is something that you want, become that. If you know that you are those things, your self-worth will reflect that, and what you manifest is a reflection of your self-worth. Now, this full moon will be especially significant for those of you with Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius in your big three. This will have an intensely emotional but positive effect on those of you with Virgo and Capricorn in your big three, and it will also have an emotional but positive influence for those of you with Cancer or Pisces in your big three, and it will bring less conflict or heavy emotion, but it can definitely serve as an opportunity for change for those of you that have Aries, Gemini, Libra, or Sagittarius in your big three, especially in the moon position. Now let's jump into what this full moon will mean for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, this eclipse energy is going to be in your second house. So Aries, this is going to be a very significant full moon for you, because this is the time of year where you are feeling a bit exhausted in terms of everything you have been through and what you have learned about yourself, and it's also following Libra season, which is always an intense time for you. But the beautiful thing about this is an energetic opening for you to identify what really matters to you. You are a loving soul that does your best to be the best version of yourself, and you do your best to be there for the people that you care about. But much of the time you feel misunderstood or underappreciated or even lonely, even though you may have many people around you. So this eclipse is going to bring to light the truth of who in your life is really there for you and gives you the love and support that you deserve, and who isn't there for you when you need them. And this clarity will assist you in knowing who you want to take into this next part of your life with you as you move forward, and who you want to give less energy to. This eclipse is going to bring you a major opportunity to get clear on the best way for you to move forward in terms of your career. And this is also a great time for you to assess your financial situation. Make a strong plan for yourself and see how the job that you currently have factors into that plan, and make sure to ask yourself, does it bring in the earning power that will work well with your plan? And if you are unemployed, this could be a time where you get very clear on what it is that you want to do, and then make major strides in the direction of manifesting that job into reality. But above all else, and this plays into your relationship with your financial abundance, and it plays into the type of relationships that you have in your life, above all else, this eclipse is going to assist you in understanding your self-worth, Aries. It is a time for you to be honest with yourself and know that your life situation, meaning the people that you have in your life, the material things that surround you, and basically everything in this physical world that is around you right now, is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So use this eclipse energy to ask yourself, are you happy with what you see when you look around? Are you fulfilled? And if the answer is no, this isn't time to be hard on yourself or to regret anything, but it is time to change the way that you look at yourself. It's time to change the way you perceive your self-worth and what you are capable of and what you deserve, and then start acting from that new perspective, because I guarantee when you do, that your life situation will reflect that change. This is an exciting one for you, Aries, and it's the perfect shift for you to step into an incredible flow for the remainder of 2023 and into 2024. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aries. Okay, my powerful Taurus, this eclipse energy is going to be in your first house. So Taurus, of all the signs in the zodiac, I would say that you are the one that has the biggest opportunity here. You have many beautiful things about you, Taurus, and one of them is at your core, you really do try and follow what your belief system of right and wrong is, and this is going to work in your favor in life, and I'm sure that it has served you well up until this point. However, one of your biggest challenges is change. And I don't mean dealing with life when it changes around you. I'm talking about making changes within yourself. And this is not because you are stubborn, and I know you get tired of hearing that stereotype about you, but this is because as a fixed energy and as an earth sign, it is actually more difficult for you to make changes when it comes to the habits that you might have or the tendencies that you have developed over time. However, this is your chance, Taurus, and the biggest chance you are going to have this year to make a major change. And this will relate to whatever the biggest issue is in your life. So if there is a relationship that you know has not been working for you for whatever reason, now is the time you can either make sure that what does not work within the relationship is addressed and handled and new behavior patterns are implemented, or you can finally decide to let it go and move on with your life. If you're in a job that you are unhappy with, now is the time to start looking for something new and make a promise to yourself that you will not give up until you find what you have been looking for. And then you can let your current job go and move on. Now, if there's a habit that you have that you want to end and implement a new healthier lifestyle or behavior, this is the time to do it. And it will all start by using this eclipse energy to look at yourself honestly and take full responsibility for how your life will unfold from this point on. And the way to take full responsibility is to say, no more excuses. Do not give yourself another reason to put something off. Do not make another excuse for the person that you are with treating you poorly or for staying in a job that you know is not what you want. And I'm not saying quit your job right now. And I'm also not saying end your relationship right now. But what I am saying is you have the power to make the choice to see life and yourself differently from this point on, and then make different choices based on that new perspective, and then watch your life change. You can do this, Taurus. You deserve this, and you know exactly what it is that you need to change. So love yourself enough to take the first step, embrace this eclipse energy, and make this the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new, exciting chapter that promises fulfillment and expansion. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Taurus. Okay, my powerful Geminis, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 12th house. So Gemini, this is going to be a time where you have a major connection to the spirit realm. Don't be surprised if you have many signs or serendipitous moments that take place during this eclipse energy. If you have someone in your life that has recently passed, you may have intense dreams about them during this time. This will be to bring you comfort and to let you know that they are okay and still with you. This is also a time where you will need to recharge your physical and spiritual batteries. So if leading up to the full moon and during the eclipse energy you feel less motivated, that's okay. It's just your body and your soul letting you know that life is about balance and you are in need of some rest. I like to call the 12th house a time of spiritual retreat. So this is a great time to get a reading or to be meditating or journaling or praying or all of the above, because although these things are very beneficial no matter what time of year, they are especially effective during an eclipse that is transiting your 12th house. Now, if there is a secret that either you have been holding on to or that has been being held back from you, this could be a time where that secret is revealed. And this is not something to be afraid of. I always tell anyone experiencing a 12th house full moon transit that the truth will set you free. Even if initially it's painful, it is always best in the big picture, because the more you can live life without having to hide and with the freedom of transparency, the stronger you will be and the less stress you will have, which is always good. Now, this eclipse energy is in Taurus. So if there's a relationship in your life where you feel like you are not getting treated according to your worth, this will absolutely be magnified during this time. This will also be a time where if you have been wondering how you can manifest more money and more financial abundance into your life, the likelihood of you receiving inspiration in the form of a great creative idea or an opportunity to work on some creative project, just know if something like this shows up, know it could be something that leads to success. So if you get an offer that relates to one of these types of scenarios, take it. And if you do have an idea that you're excited about, act on it. Start to put it into motion. Don't just let the fire behind the idea die out. This is also a time that if you have been working on a creative project for a while, you could have some luck come your way and it could finally begin to take off. So overall, Gemini, this is going to be an intense eclipse, but intensely good, where you will emerge on the other side of this energy with more clarity, with more inspiration, feeling recharged, and feeling ready for the excitement that the remainder of 2023 has to offer, because you'll be feeling the start of a momentum that is likely to pick up as you move into 2024. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 11th house. So Cancers, this is going to be an incredible energy for you. The 11th house is my personal favorite transit because it is the house of friendships, yes, but even more uniquely, it is the house of dreams coming true. So if there has been a goal that you have been pursuing for a while, and you have been doing your part by being consistent and by making sure that the thoughts that you have around this dream are supportive and optimistic and grounded in the belief that it is your reality, and you have allowed yourself to feel the excitement of living out that dream as though it has already taken place, then this eclipse could very well prove to be a major turning point in your life regarding that dream. And this doesn't have to be some huge dream like becoming a superstar or becoming a billionaire CEO. It can, of course, be one of those two things, but I know not everyone has that sort of dream as their dream. It could be connecting to your forever person, or finally sticking to a commitment that you have made to yourself to get into shape, or it could be deciding to quit some sort of addictive behavior like smoking or drinking. Whatever you have envisioned for yourself in terms of a life-changing sort of dream, this eclipse can be the time of major accomplishment in this area. So just make sure to do your part by staying connected to the belief that manifesting your dreams is possible, and stay connected to the feeling of experiencing that vision in reality. Now, when it comes to the friendship energy of the 11th house, this eclipse could be a time where certain relationships deepen, resulting in a stronger bond, or it could be a time where you realize that certain relationships have run their course and it is time to let them go. And then focus your energy on the people and activities that you know are more of a reflection of who you are at this point in your life and how you want to live your life. Because this eclipse energy is in Taurus, there may be a situation relating to loyalty that is the catalyst for change in certain relationship status. So this could also manifest with a scenario where the exchange of material possessions or an issue with finances may be at the root of some sort of conflict that reveals certain truths about certain friendships. So overall, Cancers, this eclipse is going to bring a restructuring of your friendship circle, resulting in stronger bonds, more loving support, less drama because of the energies that you are open to releasing. And when it comes to your dreams coming true, this could definitely be a huge turning point. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 10th house. So Leos, for you, this is going to be a time where either a big project or a job that you have been working on for a while may come to an end, or you will get clarity with some situation that relates to your career path. So be ready for a turning point to manifest when it comes to your professional world. This is an excellent time for you to reflect on your career path by asking yourself, are you satisfied with the job that you currently have, or is there something else that you would rather be doing? This is an excellent time for you to get clear on what you do envision for yourself career-wise, because an eclipse is a powerful energetic opening that will bring clarity to the questions that you ask yourself, and it will also result in major change when and if you decide to take action towards what you genuinely want. Don't be afraid to set new goals for yourself, Leo. Also, if a job comes to an end during this time, do your best not to allow fear of the future to set in. Instead, allow yourself to be rooted in the excitement of what's to come. Know that the universe has your back. It's always had your back. It will support you and always will. You just have to make sure that your mind and your perspective is in the right place, because the emotions that you experience as a response to wherever your thoughts are, that will result in you operating at the vibration that then acts as a magnet to attract experiences at the same or similar vibration. So be clear on what you want. feel the excitement of that experience, and know that even if the eclipse brings an ending to something, that the ending is somehow in your soul's best interest and is only leading you to the next step and the next phase of your life experience. The 10th house also relates to your relationship with the public. So if you are involved in social media, this could mean a strong surge in gaining more of a following, or it could also mean that if you're deciding to change up your branding, that you may get some great creative ideas around that. Now, if for some reason you are experiencing a downsizing in engagement, just know that this is an indication that it is time to go a bit deeper in terms of creatively expressing and sharing who you are and the message that you want to get out. Remember, Taurus brings major focus to self-worth and the material world. So this is an excellent time for you to really reestablish how you see yourself at this point in your life, and then share the truth of who you are authentically with the world. One thing is for sure, Leo, this will be a time of major advancement when it comes to your professional world and when it comes to your public reputation, because the one thing that is guaranteed with this eclipse is major change. Now, how positive this change will be is going to be based on your mindset, how you decide to take the actions that honor who you genuinely are and what you genuinely want. So embrace this exciting time of clarity and change, and happy full moon, Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 9th house. So Virgos, this is such an important time for you, because what this eclipse is urging you to do is open your mind. Now, as a Virgo, you are very intelligent because you base what you believe on facts and proof. However, you can at times get stuck in one way of thinking that may be limiting for you. Not because it's rooted in any sort of untruth, but because it is rooted in a belief that limits expansion. You are at your best when you are using that inquisitive mind of yours to explore new ideas, when you allow yourself to believe in the possibilities without factoring in the likelihood of something or the what ifs of something. This eclipse is a time where you are meant to reignite that part of you that does believe in the possibilities. Due to your analytical nature, you can find yourself becoming demotivated or uninspired based on certain experiences or the discovery of certain information that leads you to believe that something is less likely to happen. However, you also have a part of you that never wants to give up, and you have the physical energy to stay the course. But to capitalize on that gift that you do have of extreme perseverance, your thoughts have to be in the right place. So use this eclipse energy to establish what you want without thinking of the likelihood of it happening or even the exact plan of how you're going to make it happen. Instead, allow yourself to envision what you want and then just think of the first step. Then take that step. Once you're in that experience, then think of what the next step could be. Then execute that portion of this new journey. Then continue that process as you move forward. If and when challenges arise, only think of solutions. Do not think of why something won't work. Do not think of past experiences that went wrong. Only think of what it is that you want to accomplish within whatever step you are in, and make completing that step your goal, and do it with optimism. This is how you can support yourself in advancing and embracing a new way of thinking. In the midst of this process, also know that this full moon energy may bring the opportunity for travel, or it may bring into your life someone from another culture or background that could play a major role in your advancement and manifesting of your dreams. So overall, Virgo, this is a time for change, a change of perspective, and a shift in how you navigate your life. Still staying true to who you are and what you believe, while allowing yourself to dream again and dream big with an optimistic perspective. This has the potential to result in major advancement for you, Virgo, so embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Virgo. Okay, my powerful Libras, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 8th house. So Libra, this is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to be able to shift who you are at the deepest part of who you are in whatever way you feel is most productive for you. What I mean by this is this eclipse energy is going to help magnify any habits or thought patterns or perspectives that you have that have been resulting in unnecessary challenges for you. For example, if you have an addictive behavior that you know you want to change, this will be the perfect time to begin your new life without that addiction as part of it. If you have a relationship that you know is toxic for you, this will be the perfect time to end that relationship. If you find yourself always blaming yourself or feeling shame or operating from lack or finding it hard to get motivated and believe in yourself, now is the time where you can truly harness the power to be able to reestablish your belief systems and restructure your way of thinking in a way that will result in you being able to release the connection that any of these things have had on you. And this is because the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, which is the polar opposite energy to Taurus, which is the sign that the eclipse is transiting, this combination of energy is exactly the recipe for self-mastery and for spiritual transformation. All you need to do is desire that change and know that it is possible. So if you can identify a source of sadness or a source of pain or frustration in your life right now, and then ask yourself, what is at the root of that? What belief or idea or experience is at the root of that? And then decide that you no longer need that belief in your life. Or if it's an experience from the past that you feel like is at the root, you can now decide to just release the connection to that experience. You can release the connection to the past and decide that you are ready to redefine who you are based on your present experiences and the belief in yourself that you are capable and that change is possible, and just be excited for that change. If you're willing to take this perspective and execute this process, this eclipse can be a major turning point in your life. Now, the 8th house also connects to shared resources. So if you have a situation where you have shared resources with someone, like a loan or an inheritance, you may find that if you look at these closely, there may need to be some sort of changes made. But overall, Libra, this lunar eclipse energy is a time to face your fears, to dive deep into your psyche and access the strength of who you are by clearing out any unresolved emotion, processing it, and then releasing it, so you can move forward into the remainder of 2023 and into 2024 as a renewed version of yourself, where you act from the confidence that you have from knowing all of that you have been through has brought you the lessons that you have learned, and then embrace the strength from knowing that you have made it through these experiences, but then allow yourself to let go of any grasp that the past has had on you. This is an intense one for you, Libra, but it can be an intensely good one, leaving you feeling relieved, energized, lighter, and ready to step into the remainder of 2023 and into 2024 with a renewed sense of self and optimism. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Libra. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 7th house. So Scorpio, I know it is your season, which is a time where you are meant to really focus on you and what you want, and clearing out any clutter and establishing the groundwork for this exciting new chapter for yourself that you're starting. But in the midst of this rebirth, just know that this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is in your polar opposite energy, is going to usher in a whole energetic avalanche that is grounded in relationship energy. And what this means is you may find that the relationships in your life are asking for more of your time. Or if you have just started dating someone recently, this will be a time where the relationship will deepen, or you just may be very clear and then make a decision that that dynamic has run its course and it's time to move on due to the fact that they are not really what you're looking for. Or if you're single and you've been wanting to manifest a relationship and you've been maintaining the mindset that supports doing so, which means stepping into a space where you are happy with who you are and you are not only excited by a relationship, but you also believe that you will attract the right energy at the right time. If you've been wanting a relationship and that has been your consciousness around the idea, then this lunar eclipse could very well be the time where that relationship manifests for you. Now, if you want a relationship, but you have been in a space where the thoughts around relationships are that it more than likely won't happen for you, or it's too difficult to find the right person, or everyone is screwed up these days, or that 50% of marriages end in divorce, etc. If that has been your perspective, then this may be the time to shift that perspective to one that will yield better results. And by the way, I'm not saying that those statistics or that perspective is not based in reality, or that those statistics are not true. But if you want to manifest a relationship that brings you happiness and fulfillment, then you want to set your perception and your subconscious perspective to the ideas that reflect the vibration of what it is that you want. Now, if you are already in a relationship, this will be a time that anything that is unresolved will be magnified in order for there to be resolution. And just know, resolution could mean addressing the issue in a productive way and then deepening the connection, or it could mean realizing that the relationship has run its course and it is time to move on. But no matter what the outcome, this lunar eclipse is an opening where your world of relationships and romantic connection will get an overhaul. This way you can step out of your season renewed in all areas of your life and not carrying around any old energy or any heaviness. Instead, you are allowing yourself the best possible chance in this next chapter for it to be a fantastic time of growth, of accomplishments, of new experiences, and fulfillment, Scorpio. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Sagittarians, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 6th house. So Sagittarius, this is taking place while the sun is in your 12th house. So this 4-week period of Scorpio season is your chance to really clean house and start your season with a blank canvas. And this eclipse is coming along to remind you that if you don't have your health, then it will be very difficult for you to not only enjoy any of the gifts that you manifested for yourself, but you will also be subjected to the emotional distraction and worry that health issues can bring. So this is not at all to scare you, Sagittarius. This is actually to assist you in bringing awareness to the fact that now is the time to make your health a top priority. The way to do this is by first getting checked out, whatever it is that you know you need to go and get checked out. And by the way, I'm obviously not a doctor, so this is not medical advice of any sort. I'm just sharing with you the fact that the 6th house eclipse transit, according to astrology, is an excellent time to tend to health issues. So first step, getting whatever it is checked out that you need checked out. And then the second step would be putting into place a daily routine that factors in the behaviors that you know are going to support your health. And when I say health, of course, I'm speaking about your physical health, but this also applies to your mental health and your spiritual health as well. So along with a daily meal plan that works really well for you, it will be important to factor in a meditation, a prayer practice, or journaling practice, and maybe even begin talking to a therapist or life coach or spiritual advisor or pastor or whatever it is that works for you. The point is, Sagittarius, that you have the opportunity to get an excellent flow of manifesting right now, but in order to do so without interruption or without unnecessary complication, it will be very important to implement some new health practices. So get to it, Sagittarius. Now, the 6th house also relates to career. So this eclipse can bring you new opportunities career-wise and actually more financial abundance, which is always great. This can relate in a way where if you have been looking for work, you could find it during this eclipse energy, or it could indicate some major change with you when it comes to work. But just know, whatever that change is, it will be in your soul's best interest. And the final area this eclipse may influence is if you have a pet, your pet may require more care at this time. So it could be a great idea to put spending time with your pet and tending to its health issues as a consistent part of your daily routine as well. So Sagittarius, this looks like it is going to be an excellent eclipse for you because it is going to give you the opportunity to emerge on the other side of this energy healthier and with less stress, because you are going to have a renewed daily schedule that supports your wellness and your success. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 5th house. So Capricorn, this is an excellent energy for an eclipse, and this couldn't come at a better time as we start the entry into the final chapter of 2023. Don't be surprised if you get a surge of creativity, or more specifically, if you find yourself having a great creative idea. And if you do, don't just let that pass you by. Act on it. This lunar eclipse energy is very supportive of you making major headway in terms of being very successful in your pursuits, especially if it involves a creative project. Now, the 5th house also relates to your inner child, so this could also prove to be a time of healing for you. If certain feelings start to come up from the past, don't just suppress them or distract yourself from them. This is the perfect energetic opening to follow those feelings to their origin and then process and release any negative energy around those emotions. This way you can heal any hurt from the past, especially from childhood, and as a result of this healing, you may find yourself feeling more confident and more optimistic, not only about your present circumstances, but also about your future. Now, the 5th house also relates to romantic relationships, and lunar eclipses indicate major change. So if you are in a relationship, this may be a time where you realize that some changes need to be made. This could manifest in a situation that brings an issue to the forefront to facilitate change, or you may have a feeling related to a past situation that comes back up for you during this time, and you realize that now is the time to really address this issue. Either way, this is the perfect time to do so, because the likelihood of you being able to express yourself effectively and reach a solution is extremely high, which is great news for that sort of scenario. This could also mean that a relationship could be coming to an end, but just know if that does take place, it will be in some way in your soul's best interest. If you are single and looking for a relationship, this 5th house energy is very strong for possibly meeting someone new, which is always exciting. And if you've been dating someone for a while, this lunar eclipse energy will reveal to you if this person is someone that you want to deepen the relationship with, or if this person is someone that more than likely will not be what you're looking for, and you may realize that now is the time to let that relationship go, like I was talking about before. But the good news is you will have clarity one way or the other, Capricorn. And Capricorns, we love clarity. Now, if you are in a relationship and you've been trying to have a child, this is a positive energy for increasing the likelihood of conceiving, which is also very exciting. Now, this could indicate that if you have a child, they may be embarking on a new chapter or experience during this time. But overall, Capricorn, this is a time of creative inspiration, a time of creative expression, romantic discovery and clarity, and overall connection. So finally, an eclipse for you that isn't so heavy. It's more about lighthearted fun and freedom and expansion. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Capricorn. Okay, my powerful Aquarians, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 4th house. So Aquarius, this is going to be a time where you are meant to tend to matters that deal with your home and your family. And when I say home, this could apply to your physical home as well as your spiritual home, the inner you. Now, if you start to feel restless during this time, or like you want your environment to be new energy to inspire new optimism and a new perspective, then this may be the time where you decide to move. And if you are not in a financial position to move, this could be a time where you decide that what you really want is to rearrange your living space and create a new flow of energy. Now, if you are satisfied with where you're living, great, but just know that the need for some home repairs may come up during this time as well. Now, the 4th house also relates to family. So don't be surprised, Aquarius, if a situation comes up where you might have conflict with a family member. And just know that this conflict will be an opportunity to resolve an unresolved issue from the past. So if there is a family member where there is some resentment that has built up from a former experience, be ready for you and that family member to have an opportunity to address that issue and resolve that issue, and then release that energy and reconnect. And just make sure that if something like this does come up, you focus on solutions, not playing the blame game. This eclipse will be in Taurus, and it will be taking place during Scorpio season, both fixed energies, like your Aquarius energy. So this could lend to you being more closed-minded or stubborn. So resist the urge to be that way, and instead tap into the fixed signs gift of problem solving. And if you start from a place of looking for a solution to the problem where the result is both parties feeling heard and both parties feeling resolved about the situation, then you'll have a much higher likelihood of successfully reaching a mutual agreement and even deepening the relationship the two of you have. Now, eclipses always represent change, and they also urge you to find a balance between where the sun's energy is and where the moon's energy is. And for you, Aquarius, this will be striking a balance between the amount of energy that you give to work and the amount of energy that you give to your connection with family. So the more you can balance these two energies, the more both of these areas of your life will be thriving. And if those areas are thriving, this will mean less stress for you and much more enjoyment. So if during this eclipse you start to feel heavy or overwhelmed, also know that it is 100% okay to take some time to yourself. And yes, I'm saying that you may need to give more energy to family. However, until you give yourself the love and care that you need, you won't have the energy to give to anything. So take a moment to recharge. Give yourself the permission to rest a bit and to reboot mentally, physically and emotionally, and this way you will be able to take advantage of this 4th house eclipse energy, where you will come out on the other side of this feeling rejuvenated and having stronger relationships with family and with more supportive energy when it comes to your home. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, this eclipse energy is going to be in your 3rd house. So Pisces, don't be surprised if a situation comes up where the way in which you communicate is going to influence the outcome. And what I mean by this is you always see the big picture and you see things in terms of the possibilities. But at times you may have a hard time or even just get annoyed by small details. And I definitely appreciate that about you, and I respect a big picture perspective. However, when communicating with others, it is very important to be very clear on what it is specifically that you mean, and to make sure that you don't assume that someone gets it just because you do, or just because you think they should should be clear on what you're saying. Remember, everyone has a different way of communicating, and everyone has a different way of perceiving situations and understanding things. So the more clarity you can bring to words, the more effective you will be at bringing about the best outcome that you desire. So if you find yourself in any sort of misunderstanding during this eclipse energy, and this can manifest in any sort of relationship, it could be with a coworker, a romantic relationship, a family member, any of the above. If something like this comes up, instead of defending yourself or getting frustrated with that person, just communicate for clarity. And by that I mean, don't get caught up in, well, this is what you said and this is what I said regarding past conversations. Instead, start from the present moment and say, okay, moving forward, how can we resolve this? Ask the person what it is exactly that they need in order to feel better about the situation, and also express exactly what it is that you need moving forward to feel better, and be very specific. Give actions that that person can take, and also make sure that they are requesting an action that you can take. That way it is very clear what each person needs and the other knows exactly how to provide it. An example is, if within a relationship, someone were saying to me, well, I just want you to be nicer to me. Well, then I would say, exactly what is it that you would like me to do in order for you to feel like I'm being nicer? And then they might say, well, return my text more promptly, or don't criticize me. Then I will have clarity on exactly what they're asking for, as opposed to having to interpret what being nicer to them means. So make your theme for this lunar eclipse communication for clarity. This means if you have any questions when interacting with someone, ask them. Don't assume or try to decode what they are saying or feeling, and be open to them doing the same with you. This will not only save you from future drama, but it will just serve to make your form of communicating even more effective. So overall, Pisces, this isn't such a heavy energy for you emotionally. It's more of a great opportunity to make a major change in your way of communicating, and this will serve to improve your relationships and your life, because it will mean less confusion, less conflict, and less drama, which I know you will appreciate. So embrace this energetic opening, and happy full moon, Pisces. Okay, so there you have it. The top 3 things you need to know about this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, along with some insight into how your sign can make the most of this full moon energy. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you haven't joined the channel and you would like to support me and have access to membership perks, please consider checking that out as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.